चंद मिनटों के अंदर पूरा अकाउंटिंग P&L बैलेंस शीट बनाना आज आपको सीखना है। और ये मेरा वादा है कि सिर्फ इस छोटे से वीडियो के एंड में यू विल बी सुपर कॉन्फिडेंट दैट यू कैन क्रिएट अकाउंट्स। व्हाई एम आई टेलिंग यू क्रिएट अकाउंट? देखो, अगर आपको एनालिसिस करना है, अगर आपको रेशियोज कैलकुलेट करना है, so first thing that you should understand and that should know is how the financial statements are formed. Yesterday I promised you that I'm going to come with the profitability ratios and we will jump onto the formulas and all. But I thought yesterday while I was sleeping that rather than giving you the direct financial statements and calculating ratios, why don't I create one ratio wherein you actually learn how to create financial statements, how they are being formed by a super practical example, easy to understand, and that will help you forever. In this very small video, I'll give you example. You will be able to create income statement with me. You will be able to create balance sheet with me, and that is my promise. You will feel like master just at the end of this video. If you're super excited for this, type in super excited. Welcome. This is C. Amit Popat welcoming you to this investing mastery series. Let's get going. So, profitability ratios, as I said, before we jump into the ratios, we will try to create financial statements on our own. So, these ratios are mainly helpful to understand the profitability in the business. So, let's build the blocks. This video will totally go into building the blocks, and next video onwards we'll start formula, but this is the base. This will be your asset for the lifetime. That is my promise. So, let's get going with a simple example. And it goes like Sanju started a kirana shop. He wanted to start a kirana shop. He had got a saving of rupees 1 lakh. So he is bringing 1 lakh rupee to the business. That is what something we call it as owner's capital, owner's equity. Right? I'm making you familiar with the technical terms. But he needed 2 lakh rupees. So what he did? He borrowed 1 lakh rupees from HDFC Bank. So we are building blocks. I'm trying to explain each and every term. So this 1 lakh is called as owner's equity, and 1 lakh that is borrowed from HDFC Bank is called long-term debt or non-current liabilities. Moving to the next. He took one shop on the rent. He is not investing into shop because 2 lakh mein kuch aata nahi hai. So he has taken one shop on the rent. We will pay the rent as well. In a busy area of Ahmedabad where footfall is good, so that his business runs good. And he purchased furniture with 80,000 rupees on the very first day to arrange his kirana and shop and all that, right? He had one assistant. His name was Bittu. So he gave 80,000 rupees to Bittu and he told him that go and bring the goods from the Salman shop. Salman is his friend, and he told Bittu that this is 80,000 rupees, bring this. He gave the whole list, gave him 80,000 rupees, and told him, okay, bring it from Salman's shop. Salman is a good friend of mine. He sells good quality goods. And he kept 40,000 rupees of cash with him. Now, we are building the blocks. Understand this. Bintu went to Salman's shop, but the list that Sanju has given total to 90,000 rupees. Sanju had only given 80,000 rupees, but the now invoice, the bill is 90,000 rupees. But Salman said, Arey yaar, don't worry, I know Sanju. Take all the goods worth 90,000 rupees and tell Sanju that he can pay me 10,000 later whenever he is okay. 1 month, 2 months. I know Sanju is a good friend of mine. Okay. So 90,000 worth of goods were getting purchased, and 10,000 that will be paid later is what we call it as a creditors, or what we call it as current liabilities. Okay. Then goods worth 90,000 came to shop, but 65,000 worth of goods were sold at a sale price of 1,50,000. So total sale amounted to 1,50,000, out of which 30,000 will be paid later by the Amir. So that 30,000 out of 150 we call it as a debtors, and 65,000 of goods remained in closing stock. Bittu was paid a salary of 10,000, depreciation amounted to 15,000, and rent was 15,000. Interest paid to HDFC Bank amounted to 5,000 rupees. That's it. When we were 11th, when we were in 11th and 12th, we were given this kind of transaction. We used to build P&L balance sheet. So same thing you're gonna give. You're gonna get now. Some of you who are from commerce background, you might feel like, Amit, are we students of 11, 12? But my dear, there are many people watching this video who are not coming from a commerce background, who have not gone through the finance statement. So this video will be an asset for them. So now, first thing that we're going to do is we will try to create income statement. So particular amount, right side is the credit side where we'll write, where we will write all the incomes. So first income is sales of 1,50,000. I hope you remember that. Then next, on the debit side, we have got cost of goods sold. In cost of goods sold, there was no opening stock because we started a new business. We made a purchases worth 90,000 rupees and 25,000 rupees of goods were there with us. So if you want to know, see, the name itself is suggesting cost of goods sold. So 90,000 is the cost of goods purchased. 20,000, 25,000 worth of goods are still with me. So cost of goods sold is 90 minus 25, that is 65,000. And when you subtract COGS from the sales figure, you get a gross profit as a balancing figure, and that is 85,000. If up till now you are learning everything, you are enjoying, please type super clear in the chat box and we will just take it forward. Please type super clear in the chat box here. Okay. And if you're not able to see this amount clearly, I'll just put my video over here so that you can clearly understand it. Right. Further. So gross profit is 85,000. Now, apart from cost of goods sold, we incurred many more expenses, like we paid salary to Bittu. Salary 10,000 is my cost, I need to subtract it. I paid rent worth 15,000 rupees, it's my operating expense, I need to pay it, I have to subtract it. Depreciation, though it's a non-cash expense, but it is my expense, I need to subtract it. So I left with operating profit. Operating profit, as I explained in the previous video as well, it is the profit of my business, also called as EBIT, earning before interest and tax. So 85 minus 10 minus 15 minus 15, that gives me 45,000 rupees. From EBIT, earning before interest and tax, I have paid interest worth rupees 5,000 to HDFC Bank. So if I subtract it, I get EBT. And from that, if I pay tax of 10,000, I've just taken round figure for easy calculation. Don't get into tax rate and all that. So I'm left with the profit after tax of 30,000 rupees. If this income statement is absolutely clear, I want you guys to type absolutely clear, and then we'll go on to build the balance sheet. That is very important. Telling the balance sheet is something very important. So if I start with the balance sheet, fixed asset. Anybody remember? What was the amount of furniture I purchased? What was the worth of furniture I purchased? Put in the chat box. Yeah. So I purchased furniture worth 80,000 rupees. But by the end of period, I've already charged a depreciation of 15,000. So as of now, WDV, which is what we call it as a return down value. 80,000 was purchased, minus depreciation is write down. So 65,000 in accounting terms, my dear, called WDV, return down value. That's the fixed asset. Current assets. So current asset typically means all those assets which can be converted into cash within 1 year. We have spoken about that earlier as well when we talked about the format of balance sheet. Closing stock 25,000. Debtors Amir, who is going to pay me 30,000 later. Okay, so that is 30,000 rupees. I'll just move my camera over here. And next is cash, 1,20,000. Now this is something that you need to understand. How did I arrive at a cash of 1,20,000 rupees? So let's go one by one and we'll try to understand everything. Understand that. On the very first day, I had 1 lakh rupees of my own and 1 lakh rupee borrowed from HDFC Bank. So I had 2 lakh rupees of cash with me. Then I purchased furniture worth 80,000 rupees. So 2 lakh minus 80,000, I am left with 1,20,000 rupees. I gave bid to 80,000 to build goods. So 2 lakh minus 80 minus 80. Typically, I'm left with 40,000 rupees. Then 1,50,000 worth of goods I sold, out of which 30,000 Amir is going to pay me later. So typically, I would have received a cash of 1,20,000 rupees. 40,000 I already had, 120 I received, so that gives me 1,60,000. Bit 2 was paid a salary of 10,000. Let's subtract it from the cash balance, so I'm left with 150. Depreciation is a non-cash expense. I don't pay depreciation, so no need to do anything as far as cash is concerned. And 15,000 of rent paid, so I'm left with 1,35,000. Interest paid 5,000, so I'm left with 1,30,000. And don't forget, I paid over here a tax of 10,000 rupees as well. So 130 minus 10, I am left with a cash of 1,20,000. Total current asset 175. Total of asset side 240. Owner's equity. 1 lakh was there at the beginning of the period. Current year profit, as you can check from the income statement, is 30,000. So 1,30,000. Long-term loan from HDFC Bank is 1 lakh. And I got only one current liability that I need to pay to Salman, 10,000 rupees. So here my balance sheet tallies. Okay. So this was a building block video about how to prepare income statement, how to prepare balance sheet. I hope you got the value in just 11 minutes. I hope you got to learn how to prepare income statement and balance sheet in just 11 minutes. So this was super powerful video. If you felt this was super powerful, type in powerful in the comment box. And for all the further videos now onwards, all the further videos, we will keep this data with us while calculating ratios, while analyzing the financial statements, and this will be the base for us. I hope you loved it. Do let me know how was your feeling when you are learning preparing income statement and balance sheet, and how are you loving this investing master series. Do let me know in the chat box. See you in the next video.